Disclaimer. This is not intended to bash the game, but dear Stoner, it'll come close. There will be nitpicks, and we will have certainly missed a substantial number of errors. So, let's begin with a real bizarre choice. Cold War may be in the name of the game, but the QBZ-95-1 was a tad too late considering it began development in 2004 and was adopted in 2010. The AKS-74U is classed as a submachine gun, despite the fact the 74U fires 5.45 by 39mm, the same round as the AK-74. It is a carbine, not an SMG. The Hauer 77 doesn't eject a cartridge when cocked in the inspect animation. The flashlight doesn't point in the correct direction. A quick word from our sponsor. Are you sick of Call of Duty sweats, and you just need to chill out with a coffee in your hand whilst playing your newly found favourite game? Luckily, our friends at Plarium provide us with the best possible solution. You guessed it, Raid Shadow Legends. This month is Raid's 2-year anniversary, and the schedule is absolutely packed with fabulous events. They've got 6 straight weeks of anniversary events and tournaments running March 1st all the way to the middle of April, all of them with insane prizes to win. Those mad lads are even launching their first ever clan vs clan tournament to give players a chance to compete directly against another clan to see who comes out on top. And if that's not enough, they're also releasing the first champion in the badass looking Shadowkin faction. Raid's huge already, and their whole anniversary event makes it awesome time to join the Raid community. So don't wait around and click the link below and behold, Raid Gods will shower new players with free prizes such as this absolute unit, Jotun, who is amazing for Doom Tower, 100k silver, 50 gems, and the free ancient shards, so you can summon ravishing champions as soon as you join in. My favourites are this guy, this gentleman, this, and this. Raid is not just a game, but a colossal community of like-minded people. So you want to cosplay, compose songs and compete with other passionate artists, or maybe even meet your new best friend online. Raid has got your back. So what are you waiting for? Press the link below and be part of a revolution of the mobile gaming industry. You never feed a shell into the chamber after an empty reload with the Spaz 12. The Hauer 77 on the other hand is always chambered after a reload, even when there is a shell already present in the chamber. The Striker 12 is amongst the worst for mistakes. Its auto ejection feature was not present in the 80s, it incorrectly fires in full auto, the winding key is, however, correctly used to rotate the cylinder while reloading. However, there is a missing step in which the player character is supposed to manually eject the last shell with the ejector rod. If you thought what you saw so far was silly, don't worry, it gets worse. The first holographic sight was introduced by EOTech in 1996. We can't list every single logical attachment, but this was particularly strange. Bullet velocity changing after wrapping the suppressor. The Groza was produced in 1992, the game of course takes place in the 80s. Some of its muzzle attachments have 762 in their name, when it uses 5.45. To be fair, a number of variations of the Groza came in different variations, such as 9x19 and 762, but the one in game is clearly using the AK-74 magazines. This reticle is incorrect for the A1 AUG. The AUG A1 bullets in the mag going from the double stack to single feed like a Glock magazine is wrong. They are double stack, double feed, like an AR-15. It can also somehow shoot one last 3-round burst, even though there is clearly a single bullet visible in the magazine. Not to even mention the AUG A1 didn't have a 3-round burst. We have no idea what this is, but it should have gaps to conceal the muzzle flash. The XM4 has semi-automatic markings. Flat top uppers for AR designs were invented in 1992 and only really began to appear after the Bosnian War. This tape somehow gives the Kalashnikov 10 more rounds in this magazine. Another stock mag with different tape has 20 more rounds. Making the stock thinner and uncomfortable won't cut that much weight. The Beretta M93R holds 15 rounds despite having an extended magazine. The Magnum can accept suppressors for some reason, and even more confusing, you can increase the ammo capacity, but the cylinder never changes. Yes, Cold War really thinks you can have a 12 round capacity revolver using a 6-hole cylinder. For some unknown reason, Treyarch utterly butchered the Bison. It has an OTS-02 Kipperis pistol grip, an AS valve dust cover, a smaller magazine, and countless other inaccuracies. Even worse, this is somehow meant to be the UMP-45. It somewhat resembles a Walther MPL. In that case, why not just have an MPL? The AK-5 was first produced in 1986. The single player takes place from 1981 to 1985. This is not an AK-47. It's an AKM. You can clearly see an AKM pistol grip, compensator, stamped receiver, and ribbed top cover. The Type 63 is select fire, not restricted to semi-automatic only. It has a bayonet, but the player character refuses to use it. The Barrett M82A1M started production in the 90s. Cold War, of course, takes place in the 80s. To have the meanest cartridge of all guns does a laughable amount of damage. Whilst, of course, balance is understandable when using 50 caliber rifles, this is just pathetic. Why didn't they just replace it with a less powerful semi-auto sniper rifle such as the Dragunov, which was already in the original Black Ops? Despite being a dedicated man-pads in reality, the weapon can still be fired even without a lock-on. Stanad magazines are available on non-NATO guns, and of course a live RPG standing upside down. What could possibly go wrong? You're probably wondering why we haven't talked about the magazines as much as we could have done, and that's quite simply because there's far too many utterly ridiculous examples to go through. From the 12 round revolver to 20 round magazines holding 50, the magazine capacity attachments are simply insane. Putting tape on a 30 round magazine does not allow you to slap in more 20 rounds. We have no idea why on earth Treyarch has done this, and considering they were boasting about weapon accuracy in their reveal, well, we'll never know the logic. It seems to be a total lack of care, either for accuracy or just involvement in the development process. Honestly, it just reeks that when they claim that they were going to have proper depicted weapons, proper interesting ones, they were probably just lying. And that's everything we could find. Please correct us or give us further information in the comments, along with suggestions for any other games we could cover. See you next time.